Hello, it's Randy Duck and welcome back for another video, and today we have two replays to show you in the tier 10 tech tree medium German tank, the Leopard 1. And you can see for the first replay we are platooned up with Davfell and Schindler there in a 3-man platoon, and we are on the new sort of Halloween map or the variant of Cliff, and there is one enemy artillery in the game and one enemy light tank. If you want to see the crew and equipment setup, I'm choosing to run in the Leopard. You can see that at the bottom of the screen as I speak. But I chose to use this first replay really just because, you know, me and Davfell go on to have a bit of a carry at the end of the replay. So I felt it was quite a decent one to share. Now, initially I wanted to push and try and play this sort of bow earlier, but I don't have enough support. A lot of my heavy tanks, obviously Davfell is in the Rogue of Dawn, so it's not the fastest of tanks. And yeah, I'm just going to be well outmatched there. I'm not really in the tank, if you like, which can play those sort of brawl areas because, yeah, I've got no armour. There is also an enemy artillery in the game, so when I get detected trying to caress this ridge, it's just going to be really awkward for me. And I'm thinking I'm not going to make best of my tank there. Now, Davfell's going to play there because he doesn't have a lot of other positions to play. He's in the heavy tank, he needs to get in the brawl. But I'm thinking, what can I do? I'm in a Leopard, which sort of relies more on those opportunist sort of snipes. It's got very good accuracy, very decent concealment as well. So I'm going to pull back into a position where maybe I can try and cover Davfell and Schindler there in the heavy tanks and get a different angle basically. So we pulled back to this, and we are, again, we're kind of forced back into a corner, but we don't obviously have a hill anymore in this map on the cliff because there's a big castle there, so we can't go up there, and I'm not going to have a lot of support if I go around the back of the hill. So where else can I really play? And I think this is probably the best thing I can really do, to be honest with you, because the rest of our tanks are sort of camping in the base, if you like, and we are pinned back, with the enemy team having the bowl control. So I'm just going to try and snipe and get these shots in whilst I can. I'm going to try and punish the enemy T-30. You can see there is a building sort of in my way, which is stopping me getting those shots in. It's sort of reducing the angle I have on them. I tried to sort of shoot the building, to allow me to get more shots. But there is also two tanks now coming around the cliff area, which I need to sort of divert my attention into. I put a shot into enemy IS-3. I do get spotted. Now I'm trying to pull back to safety. I don't want to completely drop off of this ridge because then I'd have to try and climb back up, and that would take a lot of time. So I'm trying to stay basically as low as I can to get out of the gun arc of the enemy team and trying to focus off these vehicles. T-30 is a tank I would like to punish because it has that big, nasty sort of 750 Alpha gun, so we can focus out the TDs whilst we can. That'd be handy, but I don't have a clear shot as him. And you can see initially it is a very close game all the way to the end, where it does get into a situation where we're a little bit outnumbered, but we don't really panic, and we can still go on and just, don't want to do any spoiler alerts, but we can try and pull off some miracles towards the end. But so far we're on about 2,000 damage with 4 pens. Again, you see, we've actually got the advantage here. We should be able to pen the T-30 as he turns his turret, allows us to get a shot into the side, putting them onto a potential one-shot to us actually. So we'll keep an eye on that, see if we can finish that T-30 off. But more so, when these tanks on the left-hand side overextend on the ridge, we can then get the side shots in. And trying to create more angles, but unfortunately this object 440U actually pushes us here. That's basically going to get spotted, and it's going to make our life very difficult. So we want to try and focus that tank out if we can. We put one shot into the enemy Kranvarven there. Don't quite have shots at the medium at the moment. He is battling our friendly medium over there as well. Hopefully our friendly artillery will start to focus this tank, because this is a tank which, if I don't destroy, he will push up to where I am if I leave this location, and then he can free farm our artillery, right? So I need to not give this position up at this stage. We managed to get some decent damage off, what, about 3,000 damage, and we are sort of ticking away at the enemy team and just trying to get the shots in while we can. So we get spotted, we eat a shot there off the enemy 430U, I believe. Maybe I can try and get one into him, or trying to get a shot into this enemy back chat there, but these sort of buildings is stopping me from doing so. And these two tanks on the right are somewhat of a concern for me. 430U puts one into us again, putting us onto about 1,000 hit points. We do at least return fire and put a shot into him. Our friendly medium tank is in a pickle. He's on the one shot there. I'm trying to help him the best I can. But also I need to try and lose my spot so I can try and get some shots into him. Looking to try and get one in. Unfortunately, he's sort of hiding behind my friendly teammate there, so I don't have the easy shots into them. And this is where it starts, I guess, to go a little bit south, but we can try and put as much punish into this tank as we possibly can. We don't actually get spotted there firing through the bushes, which is obviously quite filthy. We might even be able to put a second shot into him, which will put him onto, it's still a 2-shot to us, but can we get one more into him? He actually fires and misses. That puts us onto 4,000 damage, and then he drops down. Now that's actually good, because now he's dropped down, he's not going to spot us, and also he can't shoot us. So we can ignore him for the time being and try and just focus on like this T30, use a one-shot, or these tanks which overextend in the bowl area. Like I said, we are forced right back, and we have been in the same position pretty much all the game, but where else were we going to go? You know, we made good work of this. Now, unfortunately, the Belafon doesn't push up just far enough for us to get that shot in. We are in now, an 8 versus 9. Hit points still fairly even though. We might be able to finish off the T30 here. We just get unlucky with that one, and it doesn't pen. Another day we would have killed that tank. But now the enemy medium tank has exposed itself. We put one shot into him, which is nice. That puts him onto a one shot. But the enemy artillery is looking my way, so I need to pull back so I'm safe from that artillery there. The enemy Cran is also pushing us, and now we need to be careful because that tank is a auto loader and he can easily clip us out. But we pull back, then hopefully our friendly artillery will shoot this target. Otherwise, he's gonna clip him. So we put one shot in. We do actually track him in place. The Cranvarvin chooses to stop there and shoot his clip in, which is good because we can retrack him there, and hopefully we can finish this tank off. It gets put onto a 2-shot to us. We should be able to connect another shell, bring this over to the 5,000 damage, and hopefully our friendly team, whilst it's in the open, can take him out. He does get shut down, and Davfeld does a great job of killing that back chat, which was coming towards us as well. Puts us into a 3 versus 6 now, but we can finish off this medium to the right. I may have to trade a shot to do it, but it's worth it just to get rid of this tank early while tanks aren't covering him. So I do trade the shot, but we kill the tank, which is the most important thing. We then spot a Borsig above us. Now that's awkward. I pull back down because I thought I could kill this waffle. We're now in a 3 versus 5 with our friendly artillery and then just me and Davfeld there. We are getting a bit surrounded. At this point, I'm sort of communicating with Davfeld saying, look, what's the biggest problem to you? And he basically says this T30. He said, if you can kill the T30, we can win the game. So we are now in a 3 versus 4. And I'm trying to just climb this. I'm like, I can kill the T30 if I can just get up this ridge. But we managed to make the climb. Hoping I can just poke up. And now the Borsig is the tank I've got to be careful of. He's the one that might be preventing me getting the shot in, because I don't know if what gun he's running. He's running a big gun, I could be in trouble. But we do have the opportunity to shut down the T30. We'll kill him, and now we've got this almost full health Borsig to try and deal with. We're going to try and put another shot into him here. We put him onto a 2-shot with the standard rounds, but if we swap to the HE, we should actually be able to finish him off. But if you see, we're getting targeted by the artillery, so I'm pulling back to safety whilst I basically lose my spot. I do decide now, I think, actually to swap across to the HE rounds, because now I know I can kill him in the 1-shot. The artillery is fired. I'm poking up to see if we can kill this Borsig. We bait his shot, he misses, and now we know we've got the kill shot onto this Borsig here. So we just need to take our time, aim this shot, and we'll be able to pick up the kill. And we do, confirming our 3rd kill of the game, putting us at 6,300 damage with 600 assistance. And only 2 tanks remaining. One's the artillery, one is the heavy tank, which just got taken out now by Davfeld. So we should be able to win this game with just 1 enemy artillery left to deal with. I'm kind of assuming that he's probably just right in the base area, like either A12 or A4 area. Usually that's where they are. It is just me and Davfell left in the game, but he's not going to kill both of us. You know, he could shotgun me and kill me, but then they get killed by Davfell. He's actually pushed aggressively into the bowl. We miss our shot on the move. Like I say, he can't literally kill both of us here. If he fires, then that's when he's going to get taken out. Davfell puts a huge shot into him there, and we finish him off just for confirming the 4th kill. Bring us then to replay number 1, but with one more replay to come. Let's see how we got on with this one. See, both Davfell and I have a good game, and we do get the win there. I get 4 kills, 6,300 damage. Only the first cast medal, but it was more about the gameplay for that particular replay. Let's move on and see how we get on for the last replay of this video. Okay, so here we are for the final replay then on Ellenberg, where we have 2 enemy front police to contend with and 2 enemy light tanks. Now, initially we're going to do the sort of standard play and push aggressively to sort of the D8 ridgeline, see what enemy tanks push across and try and get some shots into them. Obviously we've got to be careful we don't get shot by the artillery on the ridgeline, but we still got to play the game at the same time, so we need to try and get over there, spot them initially and work out what we are dealing with. So we do have fantastic mobility in the Leopard one, so we should be able to get there pretty quickly and then try and spot and try and catch some targets out. Now we do spot some tanks crossing. A medium tank's going to try and take a decent position in the sort of A9 area, so we'll try and focus him out as I can, because that position makes it awkward for us to poke here without getting shot. Enemy light tank does a little drive-by on us and puts us a cheeky shot in, and then we spot this Night Stalker on the right-hand side, and he gets slapped by our friendly TDs for over 1,000 hit points. Now, that is good. We love to see that, because I think anyone in their right mind would understand that when played correctly, the Night Stalker is horrendously overpowered and not good for the game in any shape and form. So when we see him take punishment, it's always good news for us, because it's going to help our team out if that tank can get taken out. So the Night Stalker has taken punishment. He's gets shot by our artillery and he's put onto a 1-shot, which is good, because then if he tries to full send us, we might be able to kill him before he clips us out. Enemy light tank, I'm not entirely sure what he's doing. He's probably going to give his tank away here. We get a shot into him. He gets shut down by the Sturmtiger P of all tanks. And we pick up a tiny bit of assistance, but more importantly, one of the light tanks is out of the game. You can see the enemy pattern there. He is in a good position, but obviously with 2 enemy artillery in the game, they are starting to shoot at him. He's starting to lose hit points. He's on a 2-shot to us now. We're keeping an eye on him to see if we can Compola snipe him there, because obviously we've got to be careful. We have 0 armour in the Leopard, so unless we get lucky and get a auto ricochet, we're not going to bounce a lot of shells in the Leopard here. But we've sort of won this side and pushed the enemy team back, which has allowed me now to focus this tier 8 medium tank, the T-34, and he gets taken out again by our Sturmtiger P. Puts us under 2,400 damage with a tiny bit of assistance, and we're off to a decent start to this game. I'm going to try and confirm this side. So I want to try and take a wide angle now to kill the heavy tank on the ridge, because the longer I'm here, the more time artillery has got to shoot at me. But I will need the support of my team, because obviously we'll be able to put shots into me when I do this. I put a shot into him though. I'm hoping to try and reload and track him in place so my team can actually kill him. He gets his ammo rack destroyed there. We do track him though, and now hopefully he's going to get taken out by my friendly tanks. They're doing the right play and they're pushing to kill this tank quickly, because quickly is the key, because the longer he's alive, the longer we're spotted, the longer artillery has to fire upon us. So thankfully we've taken him out in decent time, putting us onto above 3,000 damage with 700 assistance. And I'm now trying to kill the enemy pattern who is leaving. Now, he didn't do a lot wrong in that position. He took a good position. Unfortunately for him, his team sort of fell apart. And he got left in an awkward situation. Enemy SU-TD gets spotted. We are farming him unlit here. Can we get one more shot in before we, the inevitably gets taken out by our friendly team? We do. Puts us on to 4,500 damage. It's actually a full health E100 on the left as well. but we kind of actually have shots on this enemy artillery through the distance here. So we're going to try and get a shot into the enemy fun police there. We do, put us onto 5,000 damage. Can we get another one in to put them onto a one-shot? Artillery is aiming at us here. We're risking it slightly. We get a blind shot into him though, and that puts him onto a 1. Now we can push across. Our J-Panther 2 kills that enemy pattern tank, and we're in a good position to win this game here at 10 versus 7. But it isn't 100% won yet, but we have sort of won decent ground, and I'm pushing up over essentially to try and find an angle to kill the enemy artillery and then this enemy E100. Hopefully we won't get detected here from this E100, but if we do, we can quickly dart back into cover and we'll be okay. But we're kind of shooting through a tree or a little bit of coverage there, and we're not getting spotted, and we have free farm on this E100 now. So we are just going to keep shooting them until we either moves forward to get shot at by our other team on the ridge line, or we kill him and get the damage. But we're on 6,000 damage with just shy of 30% hit points remaining in the enemy team. We have an opportunity to try and have a decent amount of damage in this game. Unfortunately for me, the E100 just gets back behind cover. If he reverses out just enough for us to get a shot, it would be nice. He doesn't, but he gets taken out by a friendly I-7 anyway. And with only 5 tanks remaining, I gather they're probably, well, one of the tanks is in the middle, the other 4 probably in the base. We push forward, get a shot into the artillery, but now there is the enemy autocannon light tank, which is all good. He's going to be able to machine gun us though, but thankfully we have this wreck of the pattern to try and hide behind, hoping my team can get the shots into him. We put him onto a one shot, but there could be some nasty TDs covering this light tank. So I am just praying I lose my spot here, because these shots are coming in my way. I can't stay here for too long. I will end up getting taken out. I take this opportunity to move because a TD behind fired. I'm hoping to get into cover before that TD can essentially reload. Losing hit points from the enemy light tank, but we're able to get into cover, and that's the most important thing. Now we've pushed him back. I'm on about 8,000 damage. And I'm just thinking, just keep pushing because I want to try and get the damage here. There's an enemy Jag E100. That's a tank which shot at us earlier. That hit us. Whew, that would have been painful. But we're on about 8,300 damage. In theory, I can eat one shot off of this enemy TD, depending if he's running ammo swapper and got the HE rounds. I can't eat a shot off of the HE rounds, but at this point we're going to win. So I'm just pushing to try and get the damage, essentially before my team get here, because he's on full health almost, that enemy Jackie 100, and I want to get as much damage into him as I can, because when my team get here, he's going to get evaporated. So I am going to take risky pokes and just gamble that I can eat one shot off of him, because the second he fires I can kill him basically. But if my team get here, they're going to nickel the damage, and I was trying to get to 10k damage in this one. He does shoot us. That will at least allow us to get a shot into the lower plate though. He's not going to reload in time, or he shouldn't, I should say, to kill us. I just really want to get one more shot in through the cupola, but we ricocheted it, and he's probably going to get taken out by a team before we can kill him. Of course, it was a Night Stalker that did that. But there we go, we have a decent game, don't we? And that brings us into the replay. How did we get on? Well, we achieved 1 kill, but we got 9,300 damage, 1,300 assistance there, confirming the Ace Tanker medal and the high caliber. So that is the Leopard. Thank you so much for your amazing support. And as always, happy tanking.
Enemy in sight. Hadouken!